Welcome to Integrity Inspire, your daily dose of inspiration and motivation, featuring the bright and talented members of the Integrity Marketing Group family. Now, here's your host, Integrity co-founder and CEO, Brian W. Adams.
Well, hey, everybody, this is Brian Adams. Thank you so much for joining today's Inspire podcast. We've got some really fun times planned for us today. Hope everybody had an incredible weekend and excited about this upcoming week. In fact, last week was so much fun. We had the dress up, the mascot dress up activity challenge, and it was unbelievable. I remember whenever our team came up with this idea last year, and I to be honest, I thought, who is going to actually do this? And man, was I surprised and certainly excited to see how many people showed up last year, but this year was just over the top. We had people from dancing pigs to gorillas to tigers to, crazy costumes that people really stepped up to this challenge. I really want to say thank you for just having fun. I mean, this is a lot about having fun, enjoying what you do. And I am so excited to announce the winner of last week's activity challenge. In fact, as you guys know, there's competition to everything, man. We're competitive. And so every one of these are competitions. And last week's activity challenge was none other than FFL Tri-State. Y'all did an amazing job. Y'all need to. Everybody has to see the video. It was a tiger helping out at the office. It was really funny. We'll be showcasing that on the Integrity social media. In fact, I have Mark Mead here with us to just say congratulations. Mark, you there with us, man?
I'm here, buddy. We are fired up to hear that news.
Dude, as long as you weren't wearing roller skates. Last year you were wearing roller skates and got injured. You're like damn near broke your hip. So thank God you're not wearing roller skates this time. But how fun was that, man? You guys are just always up for a great time.
No, we're excited. And, yeah, thank God I'm not wearing roller skates because that did hurt. I mean, the residual on that was about 10 days. But the tiger was cool. That was a lot easier.
I remember watching your video on your roller skates, and then you went down. I was like, oh, God, what happened there? And sure enough, somebody said, yeah, no, he actually got hurt. But, yeah, the tiger, man, it was so much fun. Congratulations. I know you and your team worked really hard on this. And you guys, I mean, you guys have been getting a lot of the swag and a lot of the fun stuff that we send out. And we got more swag on the way. In fact, this week, you'll be getting a pair of things that help you quench your thirst and to help you cheers for the good days to come. So get ready. So how are you enjoying all the swag, man? Has it been fun?
It's amazing, dude. It sets a different pace in the office when we get this stuff, and everyone's excited, and we roll it out, and everyone's excited. So we love it, and keep it coming.
Congratulations. Tell your team we're so happy for them. And I'm not sure what you get. But, Ann, what do you win if you win one of these activity challenges?
That's hilarious. They win first.
Pride?
Bragging
Is it just
rights.
A pride?
Bragging rights, pride. Second, they get to be the highlight in our video. So they get in the weekly highlight videos. They are the star, and they get announced there. And then thirdly, they get their own Integrity social media post that's just for them announcing their winners. So it's pride and then pride and then pride. There you go.
Well, thank you.
We should throw them a party or something as well. But congratulations, bro. Y'all have fun. Keep having fun. Well, speaking of fun, remember to dig around every bit of all the swag that comes in, because if you're lucky enough to find the gold coin, there are real prizes when it comes to gold coins, and there's even bigger swag for our new gold coin winners, such as that we've been giving out giant Jenga games, Steve Young signed memorabilia, and there's a lot of cool things happening. In fact, we have a big congratulations going out to our new gold coin winners from last week. So, Ann, do you want to give us a rundown of who all won last week?
I'm ready. We are so excited for these gold coin winners. For anyone who hasn't found a gold coin, keep looking in your swag. There is one winner per partner.
We got a few still out there, right? We still got a few out there.
We have a few. There's just a few offices, yes, and we've notified those team captains to keep your eye out. And they're tucked in. So, like in the Jenga game, they were tucked in the Jenga boxes. So you had to open your Jenga and start playing Jenga to find it. So, yes, they're tucked in. They were tucked in behind one of the little cookies They were in one of the, not in where the cookie was, but on the back side. So everyone's got to keep your eyes out because they are in there. And you want to win these prizes. Like Brian said, they are cute. They're ice machines, like those Pebble ice machines that no one can get on Amazon. They're sold out everywhere. Those are some of the gifts, these gifts that you can't get anywhere. So, yeah, it's pretty dang fun. And we have a bunch of gold coin winners that we're here to announce. Here we go. Oh, and there's a couple of our friends in here. All right, here we go. Rachel Brode from FFL Southeast. We're supposed to clap. Right. So whoever's a special guest, clap. Here we go. Clap, 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 clap. We should figure out how to get a clap machine on.
I'm actually sitting in an airport right now. People are going to think I'm really weird, but I'm just going to go for it. All right, Rachel,
you're just going to clap by yourself? They're going to want to be joining this call. Here we go. Okay, and then Courtney Clausen from Brokers International. Congrats, Courtney. Woohoo! Awesome. That's our podcast team right there. Okay, Tammy Smith with Southern Insurance. Congratulations, Tammy. Yeah. Awesome. I know. More claps, guys. All right. Kevin Smith with Tidewater.
Right, Kevin
found one of our gold coins. Woohoo!
Dude, so Kevin's a great videographer himself. He should have an amazing video of that. I'm just saying, Kevin.
He should. Right. He should. You're right. He is talented. All right. Next one, Sandra Ranchero. Here we go from LifeSmart.
I think it's Ranchero.
Like, Ranchero.
Sandra,
look at you.
If it's
Here we go on the name.
Sandra, if it's Ranchero, you have the coolest name ever. I mean, the Yellowstone was back last night, like the whole Ranchero idea. Congratulations, Sandra.
I just heard the whole floor in Dallas is clapping. So make sure you guys are clapping loud. All right. Okay. So next is, I'm going to slow down, Alicia Gerardo. See, Brian, now you have to do the names because now I'm not worried I'm going to mess up. Okay.
Now we're in your mind. I got you. Hey,
now you are.
Asset Protection. Way to go, Alicia.
Woohoo! Yes, Alicia. She was so excited. We're so excited to see videos and photos of these winners, too. You should see them as they find it. Everyone's like, the team captains are scanning the crowd to see who wins, and we want video of everyone. So it's so fun to see videos and photos. Okay, so thank you, Alicia. Congratulations. Next up, Teresa Perella from YIG, your insurance group. Congratulations, Teresa.
I'm clapping for myself now. I'm clapping for
I know, I'm trying to clap. We're so excited for this winner.
And last but not least.
All right, here we go. Last but not least, Jessica Million with FFL West Coast. Congratulations, Jessica.
So with the Yellowstone reference, which I love Yellowstone, I thought Sandra had the coolest name as Ranchero. Jessica, listen, you've got the coolest name. Million? Oh, my gosh. I would love the name Million. That is what an amazing name. Well, congratulations to all the gold coin winners. What an incredibly fun experience. We're so excited for all of you guys. We'll be getting you some really cool stuff pretty soon. And keep having fun. As we said, we got something that will quench your thirst and help you cheers. I honest to goodness don't know what this is, but it sounds right up my alley. So congratulations. Well, we also have another incredible partner announcement this week. And this has just been humbling to announce people who have become great friends, but also just great leaders in our industry as integrity partners. And speaking of one of those, we were talking about on the pre-show with Sean Mike at Family First Life, the founder of Family First Life, and just really about how incredible this entire integrity platform really has been and what it's meant for all of us. And I asked Sean to join us to announce this next partner, because this is certainly personal for him, somebody that he helped bring into the business and has just been a huge mentor to. But Sean, what you guys are doing at Family First Life is unlike anything any of us have ever seen before. Tell us a little bit about what the Integrity Partnership opportunity has done for FFO.
Brian, can you hear me loud and clear, bud?
I can hear you great, man.
Perfect. Well, first of all, thanks for letting me get on. It's an honor and a privilege, and I mean that, and I appreciate it. I'm a big, numbers person. I think that we, I think anything we're doing, I like what you said, we keep score. And so the first thing I'll tell you about the integrity effect is 2 years ago, actually like 9 days ago we did our deal. You know, we had our best month ever the month we did our deal in October of 19, which was just at $7 million in paid life. And we did, you know, we're now running about 42, 43 million paid a month. So I start there, you know, right? We worked real hard for 6 years to get to $7 million a month, which was, you know, listen, it wasn't a bad number. I mean, we thought we could be better. Where would we be? Somebody asked me the other day, where would we be had we not done the Integrity Partnership? Well, sure as heck wouldn't be at 40 million. Brian, I think when I try to put it in
a month, in a month. Let me just put this, like most people don't realize, like 40 million. There's massive groups that don't do 40 million in a year. You guys are doing that in a month. It's amazing.
Yeah. We'll finish this year. We weren't doing 40 million a month all year. We've gotten better, but we'll finish at about 425 million in paid life this year. And you know, it's crazy, but I said to somebody the other day, they said, what's a goal in 22? I said, we can issue 700 million, in life. And then we think we can get another couple hundred million in annuity volume. We're trying to get to $1 billion. And then we think we can get there. Zero chance to get there without integrity. You know, really what I've told people is you've made us a real business. We worked hard. We're good people. I think we were doing the best we could on every level, but everywhere from Hirsch and IT and, you know, listen to Ann. And by the way, Ann, if I do ever run for office, I'm definitely going to use you, because your answer to Brian's question about what you get if you win, you give us 3 things that honestly we couldn't quantify, but it sounded good. So I like your spin on that. So you're totally in. You can be my campaign manager anytime. But, you know, Brian, we just kind of rode the wave. I mean, I think that what we've done is we've worked really hard, but we've taken everything y'all have offered us. You know, I'm in Oklahoma right now. We're doing 3 meetings today, one here, then I fly to South Carolina, then we're doing one in Florida. We got about 400 people coming into Florida tomorrow to our Road to Integrity meetings, which is what we're holding for the entire sales force. And you come in, we spend 3 hours going over what integrity looks like, how you structure your business to get there, and what the integrity effect actually is. And the excitement that people have gotten because they realize that they have these opportunities in life. And I think, you know, I was sitting with a group of guys today, and I'm like, what were you doing before? I'm a CPA by trade. I'm an electrical engineer. I'm an electrical contractor. And they were just like, you know, we saw you. And I said, what was the first thing that excited you about Family First Life? They said, you know, gave us a few things. The videos, I saw this, I saw you do this, that was great. But integrity. I mean, these guys aren't even in the business. Integrity. And they're like, we've been in businesses before. We want to build a business. We want to do what everybody else is doing. We want to be part of it. So, Brian, it's, you know, I don't watch TV, to be honest with you, but I watch Yellowstone. So I guess I do watch TV. I watched it last night. This is the best position and job I've ever had in my life. If I couldn't do this, I would be Rip in real life. That would be my favorite job in the history of the world. But at the end of the day, you know, what I can tell you is that watching people, and you're right, today's announcement for me is, listen, you know, and I'm not too proud to say this, man. I you know, when these announcements are done for people I've known for so long, I mean, it brings tears to my eyes. And I, you know, this morning I got in a plane at, you know, real early, and I was just thinking about this guy, and I'm thinking about meeting him, you know, over a decade ago, and just looking at him and thinking, I wonder why he doesn't see what I see, right? Like, he's smart, he's a good guy. Like, I wonder why he doesn't see it. And, you know, he had, you know, tried to hire some of his people he knew and some family, and I'm just like, he doesn't know who he is yet. And if he ever knows who he is, it's going to be lights out. And, you know, I think this guy and Andrew Taylor have both probably said, I've heard a lot of people say a lot of amazing things to me that have brought me to tears over the years, especially since we started with Integrity. I blame you for the tears, Brian, because I went a long time without crying. I don't think I cried as a baby, but I've been brought to tears many times over the last couple of years, tears of joy. And Andrew Taylor and this guy said to me, we don't think we'd have kids currently had we not had the opportunity to like work with you and make money and actually provide for a family. And now I'm like, dude, that's too deep for me. Like, Atlas wouldn't be here. Like, that's too much for me now. And so if it's okay, I'd like to announce the next. Is that okay to do? Like, am I allowed to do that?
Please. Yeah, please.
Okay.
We'd love for you to do it.
So I met this guy, like I said, over 10 years ago. I've watched him transition as a businessman. I've watched his work ethic. The first job he ever had was selling life insurance. He never had a job before that. You know, he played played ball at a high level and had some stuff going on as he was young and medical stuff that precluded him from continuing that career, and it ends for everybody eventually anyway. And I've watched him go from a very young man, trying to figure his life out, to somebody that's very focused on business, a very, very hard worker, very committed to the team, a phenomenal father, phenomenal husband. Also, while there's some awesome kids out there, Cam, he might be his boys. I'm sorry, but he's really, 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 really smart. And I'm honored and I'm privileged and actually a little bit overwhelmed to announce a partnership with Domonique Rodgers and his amazing business. So, Dom, I love you. Everybody here at Integrity, Dom's a worker. He's a competitor. He's a gamer. It's who he's always been. But he's transitioned into one hell of a businessman. And he's also an open book. He wants to learn. That's amazing. I think one of the things somebody said to me the other day, how do you keep growing? I said humility and hard work. Humility and hard work. If we start getting full of ourselves, it'll fall apart tomorrow. Dom has found a way to be really humble and keep growing. And he's somebody that you can go, hey, man, why don't you try this? Or that didn't work, so what? So let's try this thing over here. And instead of immediately going, like, I got to figure it out, he's like, yeah, man, I mean, if somebody's doing something that works, I'm in. So, Dom, I love you. I'm proud of you. I'm honored to call you a partner and a friend. And, Brian, I thank you for this because, I've told people 2 years ago, now it was probably 28 months ago when we met, and you told me that, it was going to be as good as you said it would be, and that people that worked with us, as long as they worked hard, they'd have the opportunity to partner as well. I really had a hard time believing that. But you're a man of your word, bro, and everything you've said you were going to do and Integrity was going to do, you've done more than you ever said, and everything you said was factual. And for that, I love you, bro, and I owe you more than you can possibly imagine. So I'm going to turn back over to you guys. I really appreciate letting me get on.
Well, hey, Sean, thank you so much for doing that. And as Sean just announced, we are so excited to welcome Golden State Insurance Agency to the Integrity family. As part of that, Domonique Rodgers, president of Golden State, will become a managing partner here at Integrity. It's, as you might guess, based in California, offers a full variety of life insurance and annuity products. Worked with Sean, Mike, and the team of Family First Life for many years. And so, Dom, on behalf of Sean, Mike, all the partners from FL and Integrity, we could not be more proud to welcome you as a partner. And you just heard it first from the legend himself, Mr. Sean Mike. So congratulations, my friend.
Well, thank you, Brian and Sean. And this is surreal, to be honest with you guys, and for this opportunity to be here. It's almost like too good to be true. When it first came on my radar about 2 years ago, I remember I asked Sean, and I don't know, and I knew he believed it, but at that time, I don't know if I believed it. And I asked him, I said, hey, you believe that this is something that I can do too? He goes, absolutely. And I think at the time, probably had about 30, 40 agents. And that drive that he has and everybody at Family First Life is just very contagious. And Integrity is an ideal partner for us. I'm all about the team, play baseball, and I think Integrity is assembling the best team. I was always big on being on all-star teams and the team after the team. It's always a summer ball team or that fall ball team that really had the players. And I've always wanted to be on that. So when I saw this opportunity, I didn't want to miss it. And we're looking forward to all the resources that Integrity provides and the partnerships and, the experience that a lot of the folks have and what it's going to do for our staff and the infrastructure. It's going to be a huge game changer for us. And to go to Sean's point, the integrity effect. And I've seen it with so many different businesses. And I'm like, what is that? And I'm like, man, you're just freed up to do what you're good at. And I'm like, and I hear folks say it. And I'm like, I want to work so hard to get there so I can work harder in the places that we know that we're good at and places that we know that we need to be better at. And I think, looking at this and learning from all the other partners, I'm 34 years old and I got in this business when I was 24. And there's partners who have been doing this, longer than I've been alive. And to be a partner with them and to be able to rub shoulder to shoulder and ask them questions and and be on the same team, but also know that, you're in the big leagues, but you're a rookie. And there are vets and there's people who've been, they've been into 14 all-star games. That I'm not going to be able to handle spring training like the guy who's been to 11 All-Star games. And I think that is a very, very humbling and exciting part for me coming into this, is that I always like to be around the best. I chose to go to University of Miami over University of Nevada, Reno, because the University of Nevada, Reno guaranteed me a starting spot. And Miami said, you might play, you might not. And I was like, but it's Miami. It's Miami. So I wanted to go there, man. So I'm very excited, man. This is Golden State, something I'm very proud of, and I'm excited to see it continue to grow and become a legacy that my family can be proud of.
Well, hey, Dom, listen, this is a special day, I think, for all of us that have been working on this. I remember meeting you for the first time probably a year and a half, 2 years ago, and one of the first things that you said is like, what do I have to do? What do I need to do to get in this position? And we've had many conversations about this, and when Sean talks about humble and hardworking, I think that is so true of most all of our partners, that you can go back to some of the most successful partners we have and people I know, and there's this common thread of being humble and being hardworking. And I don't know if anybody said, how would you describe Domonique Rodgers, I would say he just personifies this idea of being humble and hardworking. I remember saying, look, if to get to this position, to get to this day that we've been kind of circling on his calendar for a long time, we need to make these changes. We got to do this to your business so that you can grow faster. You can really operate on your business and not always in your business. And that's part of this integrity effect of kind of freeing people up so you can work on the bigger picture and support people even better. And man, I just am so proud of everything that you've been able to accomplish, and now I'm just so proud to be your partner. You guys have just such an incredible story, and I think I'd love for you to tell the story of Golden State Insurance Agency and how you guys got started, but also I know that there's a lot of your life story woven into the story of your business as well. So I also love how personal and business collide. I'd love for you to tell a little bit about your life story and how you started Golden State, if you don't mind.
Absolutely. And again, thanks for having me. The story of how I got into this industry is God. I ain't want to preach, but it just kind of just happened. It fell. I was not looking for this. I was not thinking about a job. I had a roommate that I played baseball with. I grew up playing baseball, went to NC State, and our center fielder, Marcus Jones, who went to go play for the Nationals, I think he got drafted in probably like the 5th or 6th round. Like, I like to say I got drafted. I don't like to say I did get drafted, but it was like the 36th round, and he got drafted in like the 6th round. Big difference, okay? So he got drafted in like the 5th or 6th round. Oh, it's major. So he went to go play with the Nationals, and during his off season, he got an insurance license. And it didn't make any sense to me why he got an insurance license, but I knew that Marcus was somebody who I looked up to. Growing up playing baseball, you're on a lot of teams, and playing baseball, a lot of folks, didn't grow up like me, didn't look like me, and when I saw Marcus, somebody who looked like me, grew up different than me, went to private school, both of his parents were together, and he was selling life insurance after signing a 6-figure deal, I had to pay attention. It inspired me to go, you know what, like, he's doing everything I thought I wanted to do and more. So I'm going to go after this. And before that, at 19 years old, so that was 23, at 19 I had non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. That kind of led me to being open to the idea of doing anything other than playing baseball or chasing that dream. I had a knee injury and went to get an MRI, showed a bone infarct. There's a spot on your bone, and then they do an MRI, and then they do the biopsy. And this was the few days before Thanksgiving. Do the biopsy. Don't ever get a biopsy about cancer right before Thanksgiving, because then you got to wait for the holiday and everything to get the results. It was a nightmare, okay? But came back positive for non-Hodgkin's, did chemo. During that time, there was a lot of time for me to get over myself. I was very, very there was no wrong at that time in my life. And when I got diagnosed, it was why me, this, that, or the other. And then I went to the pediatrics, to do my oncology. They're like, yeah, you're going to pediatrics oncology. Brian, I didn't even know what pediatrics meant at 19 years old. I was just upset that I was going to the hospital and I couldn't play baseball. And then I walk in and I see, 3, 4-year-olds getting blood transfusions, and they're smiling and playing video games, and the doctors let them know that the baseball guy was coming by and they had to buy baseball cards when I walked in, and they were asking me to sign their autographs on what I thought was the worst day of my life. And on that day, I realized that it wasn't about me. I realized that there's 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds going through the same thing I'm going through, and they're smiling. What am I so upset about that I can't go play baseball? Mm. So although my biggest dream was to play Major League Baseball, I knew that wasn't going to be the case. I was very happy with going to NC State, playing D1, and that's what kind of let me open to seeing Marcus and doing his thing, going, you know what? I can do this, because I saw how fast something can get taken away from you when things are out of your control. So through Marcus, I met Sean, and honestly, man, I met Sean. I didn't know what I needed. I didn't know I needed that. I thought I needed to be successful, make money. I didn't know I needed somebody to shoot me straight and tell me that maybe some of the people around me weren't who I needed to be around. And I mean, when he says that, why don't you see what I see? It's like, you see who you're around, and you believe that that's who you are. And then you start, when baseball was taken away, the people who were around me weren't athletes, and he really let me know that there was more in me, and there was more for me to give to the world than what I thought. And it wasn't just about money. It was about how much you can help people and serve and give back. So Sean became like a father figure to me. And at the time, he was 36. It's funny, he was 36. I was 23, 37. And I'm 34 now. And I'm like, how you do? So it's at that time, it just really let me know that somebody cared. And growing up, I was raised by my mom and my sisters and whoever my mom was dating at the time. And, I was people I would call my dad, and looking back and saying I would say dad to that person, it almost brings me to tears, not from a sad for me, but I'm like, if my son was ever in a position that he was calling somebody dad, that was the stature that I was calling dad. It would break my heart. And after college was over, baseball was over, I started to realize how much I needed somebody like Sean in my life. And with Sean's help, I got started selling insurance in 2011 and haven't looked back since. This is the only thing I've ever done, only thing I've ever known outside of hitting the baseball. And I'm so proud of what our team has accomplished. And I don't mean just Golden State Insurance, Family First Life as a whole. Because I think when Family First Life moves, we move. And there's a huge draw and pull from the top down. And I remember when we started the business, we were thinking of a name. We were driving in Sean's 97 Accord that he hit a deer, by the way. And yeah, he hit a deer and never got it fixed.
While you were in the car? While you were in the car?
No, he was out running appointments and hit a deer. And then he had the dent in his hood for 3-4 months. And I was like, dude, you gonna get that fixed? He's like, dude, I ain't got time to go get this fixed. I gotta run appointments. He goes, so we're riding back from somewhere, some meeting in the Accord, and we're thinking what should the name be? Family First Life, First Family. And he goes, Family First Life. And I just remember being in the car and hearing that, and he said it will be a household name one day. Mm-hmm. This was no lie, in a '97 Honda Accord with a huge dent in the hood, and we both probably were concerned of how we checked out of our hotel room, But he said it will be a household name. And the crazy thing is, I knew he believed it, so I believed it. And that's the power of mentorship and being around folks who are just crazy, serious, and convinced that things are going to work when your heart's in the right place. So I like to say that vision that he's had, I'm humbled to be a part of it. And I like to say that Golden State, we're a group of ordinary people doing extraordinary things.
Man, I love that story. It is amazing watching just like you said, ordinary people doing extraordinary things. Whenever I remember first meeting you, you came to our office with Sean, and you were very humble about hey, I want to be part of this. How do I become a partner? Tell the team a little bit more about why you were so passionate about, because you're building a great business. You've got, you're doing amazing things on your own with, building the state. But tell us a little bit about why becoming a partner in integrity was such an important thing for you.
It was two parts, Brian. First part is it's once I learned the platform and security and opportunity it would provide for not only my family but agents, it was incredible, because we come from the world of you put the work in, you get your commission out, work in, commission out, work in, commission out, and you handle everything from HR to hiring, onboarding, every IT. It's all you. And I realized by being a part of integrity that it's going to free us up from all of that. And when I saw the legacy it would be able to leave behind for my family, I was like, this is how it starts. It has to start somewhere. I always think of wealth and, it's like it starts somewhere. Everybody just didn't wake up and just have it, so it has to start. So I was very excited for the legacies that can start to be formed through compounding of our efforts. And I think integrity is one big group of compounding efforts to where that you get a big outcome that you can never do by yourself. And then on the flip side, I'm a big team guy. I saw where this thing was going 2 years ago. Well, I saw it happening, and I was like, this is a whole nother level of work. So I think you can grow complacent, Brian, in anything. And I think when this presented itself, I was like, this is like the MLB draft. This is like they said, well, you got to run a 6.2 60, and you got to throw a catcher has a pop time from behind the plate to second base. It's like, what you got to do. There's no confusion if you run a 7-second 60. You're not getting drafted. It's not happening. But you run a 6.4, you're going to get close. You run a 6.2, you're definitely getting drafted. 6.6, you got to be able to hit a little bit. There's levels to it. So when he started breaking down everything, and I remember we were talking, you're like, well, have about this number here. How's it spread? I was like, okay, well, I got to work on that. I got to get this over here. I got to grow the volume over here, and add riders. And okay, so just be very, very consistent with it. I was like, this is just like how I would have prepared to get drafted, or if I was in the NFL going to the combine. Like, exactly what's there. And I'm thankful for the guys who came before us, because they really let us know this is what it takes. This is what it takes. It's not sit back, play office. It's let's go to work. And I think there's a lot of effort that went out there to show us how to go out there and make this happen.
It's so interesting. I'm just intrigued by what you're saying, because most people don't. So if you got little kids, right, and you are preparing for a baseball tournament, a football tournament, you're preparing. Like, you got plays, you got practice, you got all that. A lot of times people just show up in business, and they're not as thoughtful. It's amazing. People ask me, how did you become so successful? I'm like, because I always prepare like crazy. And part of it is I'm not that smart, and so it's like you got to over-prepare for the part of it. But it's just so true. And you think about just like people who are incredibly successful in different aspects, but they're preparing in every way. One of our partners, Jeremy Pielemeyer out of Elder Care, his daughter Olivia, Jeremy doesn't know I'm doing this, so hopefully he doesn't get upset. His daughter Olivia just blew away the Arkansas State track meet this last week, just absolutely annihilated all the competition. But if people knew all the work that she put in there, of course she's got God-given talent, but she prepared. She went through and is just like continued to prepare, and she's like a world-class runner. I think she'll be in the Olympics one day. She's that good, but she's preparing, and that's what I see in you, Dom, is how you've really just every bit of feedback you've ever gotten, you're like, done. I'll do that. Yeah, just like our kids. Whenever you're preparing for any athletics, it's like, okay, don't don't hold your hands like this when you swing the bat because you're going to be slow or you're going to be behind the ball. And it's interesting that a lot of times we're not that open to that when we get older. Pride takes over, whatever happens. But that humility and that hard work that you've put in certainly has paid off. In fact, I love your video because not only are you a great athlete, my son loves skateboard and his scooter. Both of them love their scooters, and they love going to the skate park. I don't know where they got this from. My wife and I we've never been into the skateboarding. I can't hardly go to watch them because I'm always scared to death they're going to break something. But watching you, we named this Project Skateboard because of your passion of skateboarding. Some of the tricks that you are doing in your video, I've watched you guys at the skate park try to learn those and just fall over and over and over. You know what's ironic about the skateboarding aspect is those guys aren't getting mad when they're trying to do a trick and they fall down. They might get frustrated, don't get me wrong, but they get back up and they don't have anybody to blame. But okay, let's try that again. You got to keep repeating that muscle over and over to learn it. Tell us about how you became such a great skateboarder, and I love the fact that your son was part of that as well.
Well, who would have ever thought that insurance and skateboarding would collide? I've been skateboarding since I was since I was 12 years old. I can still do it, but I definitely don't go as big as I used to. I got into it just from a friend. It was just something to do, and it was different. It was different than a lot of my friends are doing it. It hooked me up with a different group of people than I was normally around, and I was always intrigued to learn about different stuff, and just the different. I like people most of all, different people, and and build those relationships. And skateboarding taught me a lot about life. And you talk about that failure, falling and getting up, and when you're young, you just do stuff. You stay out there and skateboard for 12, 14 hours and come back in, and your mom says you smell like outside, and you're like, what does outside smell like? I don't know what you're talking about. It's just, that's me. And you have scars, you wake up and your face is stuck to the pillow because you had a scab, and you just don't even care because you don't have the fear. And as you get older, it's like now I get on a skateboard and I was like, I'm scared to do stuff now because it might hurt. And I look at that in this business a lot of the same is I think if we just, find that youth and that no fear to just go get it. You don't have to get it right the first time. There's no time in the history of skateboarding that somebody, the first time they tried a trick, they landed it. Never. It doesn't happen. And they have to keep on trying and trying. It's going to hurt sometimes. But the feeling of landing that trick, the feeling of hitting that benchmark for your business, you forget all about the scrapes and bruises and shins and, you forget all about all that. And it's the same thing here. It's like it's been, 10 years I've been in the industry, and now we're here. And it's like I don't remember all the bad, and it's just like, no, we're here. It was all worth it for here. And I think there's a lot to be said with that. And there's going to be more tricks and more things that we got to go through. But I think this is a major catalyst in baseball as well. There's a lot of failure in baseball. So you go from skateboarding and baseball to business and life. And I think there's a lot to be said and interweaved with those things.
Listen, I think we're running out of time, but there's so much truth to what you just said. In baseball, for instance, if you strike out 70% of the time, you can end up in the Hall of Fame. So if you just inverse like what people say is batting 300, well, just inverse that. So if you strike out 70% of the time, you can end up in the Hall of Fame. That is crazy. You just have to get hit 30% of the time. Now it's way easier said than done. However, that is just such a big part of, I think, people learning to go. It's okay to fail. It's okay to not hit a home run every time you're at bat. You're not expected to, right? Or it's okay not to land that trick. My son was on his scooter one night and tried. We got some ramps out the house, and he tries to make the jump, falls down, has to get some stitches in his eye, right under his eye, and I would have been freaked out, man. He came back home. that night, and he's wanting to ride a scooter. He wants to make sure Scooter's all right. He's wanting to ride a scooter again. I'm like, what is he thinking? It's crazy, but that we need to have that same passion in business and in life as you do as a kid when you're having fun. And I know there's a couple of guys that have had huge impacts on you that also want to say congratulations as partners. Certainly Sean had to get back to work, but Andrew Taylor has had the same kind of passion, that kind of youthful exuberance I love. And so I want to have Andrew hop on and say congratulations real quick. Andrew, you there, man?
Yeah, I'm here. Congratulations, Dom. I'm super happy, proud to be in business with you, proud to be an official partner with you. I remember when we met, we both brought our moms on a carrier trip and realized we were both huge mama's boys. I remember
I'm a mama's
talking
boy
about,
too. I love that.
I remember talking.
I'm a mama's boy too.
Yeah, we were talking about taking care of our moms and building a big business, and it's cool to see, fast forward, what you've been able to do, the people that you've helped. I also think it's really cool that you're the first agent ever contracted with FFL, so your FFL number is FFL1, which I've always thought was
I didn't
awesome. Yeah, and integrity for me and our family and the people I know has been amazing. Working with Brian Adams has been amazing. I'm excited that you are now going to experience this for your family, your wife, your kids, and congratulations, bro.
Thank you, Andrew. It's been a privilege working with you as well, man.
That is awesome. First, at Family First. That is awesome. Well, we also have Mark Mead real quick. Mark, are you there with us, man?
I'm here, Brian. Well, congratulations, Don, man. This is a very happy moment for me as well, knowing everything that, you had all the hurdles you had to go through to get here. I mean, Don's like a brother to me, and I just watched him. I mean, when I first got into business, Don was, his confidence on the phones, his confidence with clients. I'll never forget him coming to me one day. We were at a meeting, and he shows me like 14 approvals from an insurance carrier that were in his email that he did over the weekend. And I'm just learning. I'm trying to figure out how to dial the phones and book appointments. And Dom's got 14 approvals, and he was always an inspiration to me, huge inspiration to me. I modeled a lot of my confidence after what he was doing. Dom was a leader in that regard to me, and Dom's meant a lot to me through the years. And, watching him become a husband and a father in this business, and we talk, we have deep talks every once in a while, and just, hearing him take his game to another level because he got married, because he became a dad. Like that's game-changing stuff. That's real stuff, and it's awesome to see you in this light, Dom, and it's awesome to have you as a partner. Congratulations, brother. Love you, man.
Thanks, Mark. Love you too, my man.
Dom, what a special Inspire podcast. I've been getting so many texts from so many different partners. We're so excited about meeting you, and I just want to tell you thank you for trusting us. Thank you for believing in us. Thank you for all the hard work. We're just getting started, and we can't wait to make this announcement publicly tomorrow. We're going to be doing some really cool things, and I can't wait for people to see some of your moves on the skate park as well, because they are legit. But congratulations. I know it's a big day for you, everybody at Golden State, and certainly your family. So really proud to be your partner. Congratulations.
Thank you, Brian, and the whole Integrity family.
Can't wait to see you, man, soon. God bless you guys all. I hope you have a wonderful week. Look forward to all the great things we're going to do together. Take care.